Hi guys, welcome back for another one. I am Mr. Free to Play. That is right, I'm a free to play player and I give free to play player advice, tips, tricks, and other things. This upcoming Friday, the new dev blog will announce the next farmable character. So the question becomes, who's next? So I called up my bookie and asked him for the odds. So I'm going to reveal the odds to you guys, plus showing you guys a way you guys can participate in placing your bet on who's next. And before I got off the phone with my bookie, he asked me why am I placing a bet on farmable characters? And I told him if I'm going to gamble with my money, at least I can have some control, unlike these damn orbs. So guys, if you're ready for it, sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Now, like I said in the intro, you guys are going to be able to place your bets on what character you believe is farmable next and the method that you're going to be farmable. So please stick to the end of this video as I will show you how you guys can do that. But first, let's take a look at the results of my bookie from last month. So he gave a 34% chance that Symbiote Spider-Man was going to be the next farmable announced character, which he was. And he pretty much nailed the location, which it was pretty much assumed. That's why he gave such terrible odds on everything else. And then the second character was announced later that month based on the beginning of the month odds. He basically gave me a 3-for-1 deal on the Black Order, 20% chance that they would come. The pretty cool thing here was that he predicted that Arena would be one of the favored locations, even though he predicted that Proxima would be there, not Corvus. But this month he has broken up the last two Black Order members as they're getting their own odds. So let's take a look at the characters that are currently not farmable and how long they've been out. So first we take a look at Red Skull is currently the longest non-farmable character, released on March 15th. So yes, it's been over 7 months since Red Skull was released in the game, tons of counters, and the guy's still not farmable. If there's a case for any character to be made farmable based on usage, it is that one. He's just not as valuable as the other unfarmable characters on this list anymore, and that's just the way the cookie crumbled for him. Moving on to Proxima Midnight, released March 31st. Now we are getting close to almost 7 months on Proxima Midnight. And as you guys are going to see, these two are going to be the heavy favorites to be released this coming Friday, or both being released next month. After that, we skip the entire month of April. All the characters that were released in April have already been made farmable. So we have Taskmaster May 5th, moving on to Call Obsidian May 14th. And then Squirrel Girl made on July 14th, and yes, it does skip a 2-month period because that is the month that the X-Force was released, and they've all been made farmable thanks to Doc Ock being a legendary requiring them. And it's the same thing you guys can expect if Pimtech is needed for the next legendary, and the next legendary is dropping January or February as predicted. There is one thing I need to cover because there is a lot of misinformation, like every month we get 3 characters and we only get 2 released. That is actually not completely true. Based on averages, now these numbers are not exact just because it'd be a fraction number, so I kind of did some rounding here. But over a course of a year, we will get 30 characters released. And over a year, we'll get 24 characters farmable. So it leaves every year 6 characters. So every other month, we do gain a character on the scale. Now, sometimes they end up releasing new content where multiple characters become farmable at once. That has happened in the past, that could happen again in the future. The other thing to be aware of is that we know there's changes coming to the orbs as seasonal orbs are being introduced. We know they're replacing milestone orbs. Will they replace other orbs? We don't know at this current time. And I have a feeling that they're going to want more non-farmable characters inside these seasonal orbs. Not only one to push spending, but to make it more exclusive, so a backlog of characters may be needed. Is that what's going to happen? I don't know. But let's keep moving on and see who else is not farmable currently. And we have Beast on July 23rd. We have Emma Frost August 2nd. Now she's a milestone character, so she probably won't get released until her last milestone event is over, which will run, if they keep to an every 4-week rotation, which Symbiote Spider-Man, they didn't on his 3rd run. They actually gave us a longer break before they returned him from his 3rd iteration. But if they do keep it on a 4-week rotation, so once she goes away, she'll be away for 4 weeks and then comes back for 4 weeks. It means in December, sometime in December, she'll be back running into January, which means we probably won't see her farmable at the earliest, which will be in a milestone orb or seasonal orb or some kind of orb like that. Won't be until February or March, so she's probably going to be on this list for quite some time, but that's when you guys can expect her to be farmable. If you include orbs being farmable, which the devs do. Next up, Swarm, August 19th. Baron Zemo, August 27th. Electro, September 7th. Scream, September 29th. and we got She-Hulk October 7th, and we got Anti-Venom October 19th. So that is all the current release characters that are not farmable in the game. And now on my screen you see all the characters that are currently not farmable in the game. Now my bookie says for odds you can pretty much wipe out the last row, and if you want to place a bet on someone in that last row, he is willing to give you 100 to 1 odds. So if you want to make that bet, you can. With that said, let's review the odds on these 6 characters. So we're kicking this off with Call Obsidian. Only a 2% chance that he thinks Call Obsidian is going to be farmable this upcoming month. And then it will break down the percentages of the location they believe they will be farmable. Now, something you're going to see with all these characters is that Arena Store is set at a 1% rate for all characters at Arena Store currently for this month of November, because the Arena Store was just used to make Corvus Clave farmable. So yeah, very good odds if you want to take that bet, but most likely it's not going to happen. So the favorite location for Call, if released in this next month, is going to be the War Store at a 45% chance, followed by an Orb exclusive, which still seems to be a favorite on my bookie when it comes to Call. The percentages did drop on that. It was much higher last month. And then the campaign at 20%. And then you got Blitz Store at a 5, Raid at a 9. And that's pretty much it. So what's the next character? Next up is Beast at an 8% chance. And the most likely location is the Blitz Store for Beast. Now, my bookie did tell me that he does have a strong inkling that Beast will end up in the Blitz Store. For a simple fact, there is no X-Men currently in the Blitz Store. And if you look at all the locations of the X-Men, there's only a few spaces where you don't find an X-Men currently. And he feels like the devs are more likely to make Beast more obtainable for newer players than not attainable. They feel they can make more money if newer players can get Beast early. It makes them spend packs to get Phoenix so they can pair them and go through things like challenges and campaigns much easier. But he says they could do a 180 and make him a little bit more harder to get for newer players, making them spend for Beast instead. I don't know which one's the better long-term strategy for the company, but that's what he feels. So that's why he gives a 30% chance to campaign, 14% to Raid, Arena of course 1, Orb exclusive 1, and War Store 14%. Next up, he gets 10% odds on Squirrel Girl. Now he feels like Squirrel Girl and Beast will be vying for the same category there in the Blitz Store. He strongly believes one of them will get the nod for the Blitz Store, assuming somebody else doesn't get the nod for the Blitz Store sooner, which we will get into here shortly. Campaign at 35%, Raid at 14%, Arena at 1%, War Store at 9%, and Orb exclusive at 1%. Alright, now we're starting to get into some of the favorites. Taskmaster, 20% chance. He feels like the most likely place for Taskmaster will be the War Store, even though putting him in the War Store will devalue that currency a little bit because Taskmaster is not really needed to clear content, but they could put him there for the people that really like to play War Hardcore. And then we got Campaign as the next favorite at 30%, Raid Store at 20%, and we got the Blitz Store at 9%, and then Arena and Orb exclusive being very unlikely. Next up, Proxima Midnight. Now my bookie does believe a Black Order member will be made farmable next month. He's heavily favored Proxima Midnight as Call has not been in the game as long as Proxima has, and plus Proxima was an easier character to get being an event campaign character. And he was very shocked that Corvus Clave got the nod over her as being the first farmable Black Order character, as most people would be behind on Call and Corvus because they were Blitz releases. But with a likely chance of Proxima Midnight showing up, they're given a 45% chance Proxima Midnight will be announced for a campaign as the favorite. Blitz Store is being the second favorite at 30%, Raid Store at 14%, War Store at a 9%, and then Arena and Orb exclusive being highly unlikely. And last but not least, the most likely character he feels will be announced, will be made available next week following this Friday's blog post, is Red Skull at 35% chance. Now he gives an even split chance that it could be Campaign or Blitz Store. Campaign and Blitz Store seem to be the two favorites right now by my bookie. He did tell me if both Red Skull and Proxima get announced this month and they do not go to the Blitz Store, the percentages go way up on Beast and Squirrel Girl getting the Blitz nod. So other locations he feels could happen is War Store at 18%. Once again, that Taskmaster scenario goes into play. You put a character in the War Store that's not really needed for content, but 18%, 10% goes to the Raid Store, and then Arena and Orb exclusive getting highly no credit whatsoever. So guys, if you want to place a bet on which character is going to be farmable next and the location, I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. Now my army of lawyers have told me I can't have you guys gamble with real money, as I can be held like with criminal charges or something like that. I don't know. They were talking a lot of legal stuff and I just tuned them out. So I'm going to allow you guys to place bets with an invisible currency called Penguin Bucks. So guys, if you want to place a bet on which character will be farmable next, you have to join my Discord. The link to that is down below. And I will keep a leaderboard of who has earned the most penguin bucks with my bookie. But the rules are simple as follows. You can only make one bet. If you make multiple bets, all your picks, even if they're correct, will be eliminated. You'll get no credit for this month. So if you guys want to place a bet, this is how you do it. Just go here, search bar, type in the character you believe will be farmable next. I'm going to type in Red Skull. And I believe his location will be a campaign. So I just type in campaign as the location. Hit enter. Your name with the character and location will appear. And that's how you place your bet. Now you will score once if you get the character correct, and you will score twice if you get the location correct. If you do not get this Friday's pick right, but it does come correct later in the month, you will get that at half credit. Now there is a time limit on this, guys. An hour before the dev blog goes live, I will shut this down, not allowing anything else to be posted on this channel. So please make sure you get in here, get your pick made before it's too late. And I will go over all the scoring in next month's video, but I will update a leaderboard on this thread for you guys as things unfold. Once again, these are the characters you can place your bet on, and don't forget to add a location. If you don't add a location, your bet will not count. And once again, locations are campaign, blitz, raid, arena, war, or orb. And with all that said, if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more of who's next, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here or have not done so already, hit that subscribe button. And if you do not want to miss next month's Who's Next, to find out who's on the leaderboard, who do you have to topple to be the top of the leaderboard, or any other videos I do on my channel, don't forget that notification bell. And with all that said, I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye. I wanted to give a quick shout out to Men's Grooming Advice for just this post he made on Reddit showing his support to my channel and myself. I also saw it posted on Facebook, so I just want to give a thank you not only to Men's Grooming Advice, but to you guys that have supported me, has shown support either messages or in comments. I really do appreciate all your feedback. I try not to be overly public about my current situation on my channel. I try to just stick to entertainment, as I don't like to be a downer on my own videos. But if you guys noticing, my frequency of videos is not every day. It's nowhere near to what it was just a few months ago, and that's mainly because there are things going on. It does prohibit how often I can post. So once again, guys, I do appreciate all your guys' support, and let you guys know that when I can post and able to post, I will. Myself, my daughter, and my family truly do thank you guys from the bottom of my heart.